SwissBorg is now the official partner of my channel, so you can buy, earn, stake, sell, all in one secure mobile platform. Download using the link in the description, deposit €50 or more and you'll receive up to €100 worth of their native token CHSB. SwissBorg! Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin had a final buyback yesterday, as did the rest of the market. It started off with a very bearish overtone yesterday, as we saw a big steep collapse down from this area. We were talking about this on the live stream just the night before, saying if we close our candle below this box, expect a deeper drop. And we got that very quickly. It's a very, very quick, steep, fast pullback down. Just ever so slightly front running that $18,000 zone. And the buyback was phenomenal. It was absolutely brilliant, and that was felt across all boards. And so, you know, I wouldn't normally do it, but I was futures trading my head off yesterday. It was a scalpy central day, but the momentum so far has come to a brick wall, and it's the wall that was basically our previous level of support. So this is the main thing that we should focus on today. If we're looking for gains to continue today, so for this bounce, which again, if you look at that daily candle, it's pretty significant. You know, a wick of that size tells a story that buyers are willing to step in at this level. It's not, again, just something that was isolated to crypto. This is something that was seen across traditional markets too, major indexes, stocks, and even commodities. So I was trading oil again yesterday, no big deal, but yeah, everything was feeling the same. Dixie was a little static, but currency markets like the pound and the euro started to go up as well. So this is what I think has helped instigate such a significant buyback, because this is likely to be felt across the board when it corresponds to your Dixie chart, basically. Sorry, I can't get my words out very well. But the Dixie didn't really give up much at all, but these two suggested that it could, but it didn't. But it was enough for everything to start moving up and bouncing. So the line in the sand is basically, for Bitcoin at least anyway, is that we want to reclaim this area that was lost, because it had a dramatic effect down. It would probably have a reasonably dramatic move up if we were to start closing. I would call it a 4-hourly candle body above the 19,700. We'll call it 19,800 just to make sure it's a clear closure, because obviously we came up to that level in the night and rejected right from the top of the breakdown zone. So it did try its best, but for the moment, let's recognize this. This is a rejection, a further rejection on the center of the Bollinger Band, and another one here, and this one's basically closed and trying to close again below the 10 exponential. So this suggests further downside is what it suggests. So despite the nice buyback and what that candle body represents, the trend is still down. The support is now resistance, and so we do have to just respect the current trend, which is still down. If we close above here, I would expect at least $1,000 move back up to your mid 20,000s, and then see where we go from there. But like I say, it's all about waiting for confirmation. It's not about making a call saying I think it's going to go up or I think it's going to go down. As of the moment that we make this video, it looks like it wants to go down. It's below the moving averages. It's below the resistance. It has been rejected on the resistance and on the Bollinger Band center as well. So we have to expect it to go down right now. But that's like a nothing really. So yesterday was fun. We had a great, well, I had a great day trading that. But today is definitely more of a sit back and watch and wait and see what's going on again. And if we're talking about sort of major spot positions, this isn't really for me to be buying into this. My expectation is, if you just look at the daily chart, yeah, you know, we're still in the same, technically the same kind of range that we've been in since the summer. And so until we've entered a new range, I'm not particularly interested in trying to play this range again. This range came up to the top, back down to the bottom again. It could break out and we can move back up. You know, the cycle low could already be in. We've speculated about this several times in the past, that as far as time and cycle is concerned, you know, Bitcoin is looking to put in a low anywhere from September to as late as December. So at some point over the next few months, a low should be established. And then, look, it could already be in. I remember when we were doing the stream on Saturday night, on Sunday night, sorry, I was saying, look, this is something worthy of taking note of. This big red body that we see here on the volume profile is the biggest that's ever been seen. This normally marks a major capitulation low. We've gone through this many times in the past. The only problem is it didn't correspond to a significant pullback on the charts, so the price really didn't react to the volume. So we would be looking for something like this to happen again, maybe even this week or somewhere else down the line, that again makes at least an equivalent, if not bigger, red on the volume profiles over down there. Right, it's I can't get my bloody words out today. I'll tell you why. It's because people are phoning me right now, and I'm like, oh, I'm so easily distracted. Right, so long story short, 4 hourly closures above 19,800 should have continuation up. Currently, we should only expect continuation down. This will be felt across all boards, across all markets, because they're all doing the same. All altcoins more or less the same. There's been some that have been pretty decent actually, but you know, that's a different story. I'm not looking to buy into any of these major dumps or anything like that for long-term spot positions unless we see those precursors that have been mentioned on previous videos. And just as a nutshell, in a nutshell, I'm talking about the volume that I've just mentioned on Bitcoin. I'll be talking about the total market 3 coming down to the 200 simple moving average on the weekly. And that would be a great place to be buying into altcoins, all the altcoins that you want yourself, and the ones that I've highlighted. But there is a chance that we do bounce from this level as well, which is your total market cap of all of crypto, still holding on to dear life on this 200 simple moving average. Again, the bottom could be in, but I'm not willing to call that. And if it is, I'm not willing to try and buy that bottom. I would probably expect lower. Generally speaking, I'd expect lower over the next month or so, because traditional markets are looking a little bit weak, and we've got the threat of inflation increasing with fuel prices, basically oil effectively going up, because it was core inflation which was the problem on the last CPI read. Even though inflation was down generally, core inflation was higher. So that basically showed that, yeah, because of the decline in oil, meant that fuel and food were down, obviously, as we see the charts going down. But if these do go back up, then inflation will go back up as well, because core inflation was higher. So that would be a problem if we see oil going back up to significant highs, back above 100, back up to 120 or so. Then yeah, you'll see higher inflation again in all countries, and then that's going to require some serious dealing with, basically. And as we're entering the winter months, and energy probably will likely see a bit of an increase. Yeah, probably will. No guarantees, because again, oil can be manipulated as well. You know, it's not just the Dixie that gets manipulated. Oil prices can be manipulated as well, for better or for worse. So we'll see where this takes us. But personally, I still favour the breakout up to at least $104 for a barrel of oil at some point over the next few months. And so that I think that's one of the main reasons we saw such a significant sell-off when the CPI data came through, is because, you know, technically this chart does want to go up, and so that means inflation will probably go up as well. And yes, whether it's a 75 basis point rate hike tomorrow or a full percent, you know, if inflation starts to go up, then the percents, you know, single 100 basis points or a full percent will probably be the new norm over in the US, as they just want to sort this inflation out coming into next year. Once next year's, you know, by the second quarter of next year, I would expect inflation to really tail off very, very fast. And so whether you're thinking about these, you know, this downtrend on Bitcoin or stocks or whatever it is as a buy the dip opportunity, or we start to see what could be an accumulation at lower levels, I'm pretty sure that you'll be pretty happy with buying it as we enter into the second quarter, and effectively by this time next summer, I'm pretty sure inflation will be right back down again, and stocks will be roaring once more, and so will Bitcoin, and that would basically correspond exactly to a 4-year market cycle and how you'd expect that to behave, which would be next year. You know, we will be in a bull market once again. Yeah, the main thing is that are you going to try and speculate as to where the low will be, buying into those lows from either here, or are we going to wait for another 40% pullback in a capitulation event or something like that? Are you going to wait for that? Or are you going to dollar cost average into this market? Or are you going to wait for a bull market to officially begin? So at least there'll be some kind of I wouldn't say guarantee, but it's more likely that the upside will be the more obvious trend that will continue, probably for a few years, like the cycles always have done. But again, I'm not here to call the lows on this. I'm just here to break down the charts. And right now, the charts are short-term time frames. We've got a line in the sand. Long-term time frames, I probably would expect lower. But thinking forward, boiling down inflation, fuel, food, and just general projection of how inflation should move into next year. This might be the hard landing that people start referring to, and the word recession, when that kicks in next year and it's official and nobody can get away with it, you can't deny it any further. Normally that would cause one dump, and then that'll be it. You've caught the low on that capitulation. I think most markets are looking for that kind of event to take place. So we'll sit back and wait. There's no need to get crazy on this. And you can make trades as and when. But for me, I'm still sitting out this market from a spot position. But yeah, yesterday was a scalpy futures day, if ever there was one. Right, thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.